Hello, thank you for being in a new video. This time we're going to have a little video on this LG stove. Let's get started. In this case, we're talking about one of LG's newest lines. So we're going to get to know a little bit about its pros and cons because I've been using it for several months now. So I can already share with you a little bit more of usage experience and not just a review describing every aspect of the product. So let's start with the design, where it is evident that we are in front of a stove that looks attractive, especially because of the mirror-like finish it has on the bottom. The truth is that there is not much else to tell. It uses stainless steel, it is still necessary to clean it constantly, and it is still complicated to clean some stains. In fact, in some scenes you will surely see some stains that I have not had enough time to clean in detail. So I think it's the same as with any other stove. Even the part of the control seems to me that it gets stained more easily and it is more complicated to clean it. I would like to see some manufacturer launch something different in this regard at some point. In fact, if you know of one, let me know in the comments so we can share experiences. So one of the hallmarks of this model would be its center burner, which is larger in size. It's going to depend a lot on the type of user that you are. Personally, I have to be honest with you, and I almost never use this burner because it is the one that is going to consume the most gas, and obviously it is one that is intended for a big pot, maybe where you want to cook big things. And in my case, the truth is that we don't use it very much, but the ones we do use are the tiny ones. And I have to tell you that in this case, the experience has not been good. And this is because if you like to cook at low flame, in this case, it's not possible. And this is very curious. If I turn on any of the flames at the lowest possible level, you're going to notice that it's still too high. So there's no way to lower the flame any further, at least not through the handle. And I've already read the manual, I've already consulted. You need to remove this handle and then insert a small screwdriver, and you're going to find there the adjustment for the flame. But I already tried the adjustment, and the only thing I managed to do is to raise the flame. But once I set it to the minimum possible, it's still too high, the flame. So I insist, if you like to slow cook, I think this is not going to be the option. For some reason, the minimum flame is still too high. And yes, we already burned something we were supposed to be simmering. So I don't like it in that aspect. Even the rest of the burners still have the same behavior. And each one of them I try to adjust, and the truth is that in that sense I have had a bad experience. I don't know if it's just due to this unit, but let me know in the comments your experience. So far I haven't liked that either. But let's stop saying so many things we don't like, and let's go with the one we do. And we're talking about the controls area, because they have this automatic power on, so you just press slide towards the start zone and it immediately does this ignition. You don't have to be pressing another button and timing yourself, which is not such a big deal anyway. But if there are times where maybe you come with a busy hand grabbing things you're going to cook, so it's much easier to turn on each of the burners this way. That ignition I did like very much. It is something that is available on several stoves, but I comment on it as a nice addition to this model. Now, you will notice that it also comes with a small screen that will serve to control everything that has to do with the oven that is at the bottom, which is also an air fryer and can also be used for roasting, defrosting, and various things. So it has many utilities. It will depend on you as a user if you are going to take advantage of them. I have used the oven and the air fryer. I have not used other additional functions, but I insist you could get to take advantage of each one of them if you already know how to use them, or if you read the manual to take advantage of them. In this case, the display will show you a clock. The truth in my case has become a bit annoying, the clock issue, especially because here where I live, the power goes out from time to time, and when this stove loses power and regains it again, the clock restarts. Even though it is a machine that is connected to the internet, I think the clock should be synchronized with the internet and that's it. But no, every time the power goes out, I have to resynchronize the clock. And there comes a time when I'm tired of doing that. And at this moment, it shows that it's 3 o'clock when in fact it's 8:23. So I don't like the clock at all. But here we are going to have the possibility to put a timer. For example, when you put the machine to work, you can adjust the temperature of the machine. It also has another option to keep the food you have cooked warm, and yet another option to turn on the light. Other even more expensive models let you turn on the light by simply tapping twice on the bottom. That feature is called InstaView. We'll show how it works in a moment, but basically that's in general terms how this machine works. On the oven side, you should know that it comes with this blue finish, which is not just for taste. It has a special material that supposedly will make things not stick so easy and relatively easier to clean. In fact, it includes an easy clean mode that I'll show you in a moment, which I sincerely anticipate is not functional. Don't consider it a buying factor if you're told, it's just that this machine has a cleaning mode to make everything easier to clean. The truth, at least in my case of use, I consider that it is easier from the beginning to simply use a cloth and that's it. Because in this case, you have to pour distilled water, start a 10-minute cycle, wait for it to cool down, and after that, you're going to have to wipe it down anyway. So in a moment, we see the demonstration, but it doesn't seem very useful to me. Another thing you should know is that these grates are included, but if you want to use the air fryer, you need to buy separately other special trays with grates. I think I would have liked all of that already included because it's not a very economical stove, to say the least. Also, the cleaning tools for the easy clean mode are not included either, so you need the sprinkler, you need the spatula, you need a rag and special things. Of course, you don't have to have all that, but if the manual tells you that you need all those accessories for easy clean cleaning, I think it would be very good if all those accessories were included. But okay, that's with respect to the stove. What do you say we cook something in the air fryer so you can more or less see how it works, which is similar to a smaller air fryer that I have, for example, here. But the big advantage is all the space you have available. In fact, I think that if you buy one more of these grates, you could even cook on 3 levels at the same time. And that's definitely a plus. That's what I really like about this stove, because usually when we cook for several people, we need to use 2 fryers or have to wait for this one to finish and then put more dishes in, and that takes a lot longer. That's one of the things I've enjoyed about this machine. But how about joining me in the cooking? So let's get to the fun part of the video. Let's test the fryer. I have my salmon ready here. I didn't tell you all my preparation because it's not a Chef de Cuisine channel. So if you want, let me know if you want to open the Chef Marcial channel. So let's open this one here and we're all set. It says in the manual that you don't need to preheat to use the air fryer. That's important because in some other products, if they tell you to preheat or something like that, remember that this pan and the grate is not included. That's purchased separately. In the description, anyway, I leave you the Amazon purchase link where I bought them. And in this case also, if you are very demanding with your preparation, you should see well at what level you use it. And it also depends on the mode. But in air fryer, I have already used it many times with this same setting. So let's repeat it this time so you can see more or less how it works. So here we are going to put air fryer. Remember, it also has frozen food, slow cook, easy clean, and many others. It even has roasting and rotisserie, where you have to use a different arrangement of products as well. But we are going to use air fryer. And in this case, I must say that I generally use a temperature a little higher than what they tell you in the recipes. Because, for example, in traditional air fryers, there is much less space and I consider that you get to sew faster. But here, because you have such a large space, I feel that you need to turn the temperature up a little bit more. So, in this case, we're going to put over here how long we want it to last. I'm going to give it about 20 minutes. I also usually give it a little more time compared to traditional fryers. So let's get started then. And that's it. It's much quieter than a traditional air fryer. In this case, the first few times I even doubted whether it was working or not. But now that I have tried it several times, I can already tell you that it is very, very, very quiet compared to the noise that one of these could generate. But I insist it is a bit slower. The advantage obviously is all the space you have, which is much more than the space that one of these trays could give you, even if you have a 2-story rack or something like that. So let's wait now. I think I'll get back with you in a few more minutes so we can review its progress. And notice that in this case, you can see over there that he's using heat. The Verd, I think, is also using a little bit of the oven. and with air circulation or the heating element gets so hot that you can see the truth. I don't know specifically how it's working. The truth of the matter is that there is a model in which you can reach in and just knock to make the light come on. It's a more expensive model. I don't have that one. I just press the light button and it's the same thing. So I don't think it's worth investing in the more expensive one. But if you want to have that little detail of being able to do talk, 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 you can do it. In this case, it looks a little fogged up because it's already working and it actually looks a little dirty. I must confess I haven't cleaned that area very well, but I was saving it for the video. In a moment, when I'm done working, I'm going to show you the process of cleaning this oven, which is supposed to be very easy. So we needed it to be dirty enough because I don't usually get it that dirty with a single use. And well, at this point is done. Let me turn on the light from the outside to take a little peek. I think it's ready. Let's open it up. Obviously, there's a lot of heat coming out when you open this, but yeah, it's that simple. The truth is that it's not a big science. It works like any other air fryer, but as I said, in this case, I perceive that you have to put a little more time or more temperature, possibly due to the large space inside. But it's a matter of testing the times according to your recipes. The truth of the matter is that it works well in this air fryer mode. And then came the moment that not many of us enjoy, which is cleaning the oven. In this case, you have to wait for the oven to cool down. Then generally, I think you're going to do this until the evening. And the manufacturer indicates that it has a special cleaning system that supposedly makes it easier. Personally, I think it's more difficult, but let me tell you what the cleaning process is officially like. First, you have to remove all of this stuff so that it completely empties the oven. Obviously, you can clean this separately. Then we're going to remove both pieces so that it's already completely clean. Next, you need to buy a spray bottle if you don't have one and have distilled water. I think the atomizer is relatively easy to get, but the distilled water I think might be a bit of an obstacle. It's not overly easy to get, like a demi-gallon of water, but this is the water the manufacturer recommends. And also you're going to run out of all the water in the sprayer. So the next time you're going to clean the oven, you have to refill the whole spray bottle. So that's why I insist that for me, I think it would be easy to just grab a damp rag and clean the whole oven. But let's show the official process, which is to bathe the whole part of the oven and also pour water on that inner pan and then turn on the easy clean cycle. So let's get started. The detail is that they tell you not to pour water on the door, which is the one that has stained me the most. So let's see if the door is going to clean up after all this. We're going to start spraying with water and I'll come back when we move on through here. And well, more or less the whole inside of this oven is already wet. We are supposed to put even more water in this tray, and the manual indicates that even though there are holes here for the oven, it is not really going to be damaged if a little water spills in there. So we are going to continue pouring a little more water in this area. And well, actually, to make it easier, I'm just going to pour some water here because otherwise it's going to take me a long time. It is supposed to cover the whole part of the tray. And in this case, it is also recommended that you have the legs of the stove well adjusted, because if it is a little crooked, the water could go to one side, as it is happening to me. I think that in this case, the stove is leaning back a little bit and you can see how the water is going out. So well, there I am making a little mistake, but let's see what happens after all this cleaning process. Ready? Then observe how the door is quite stained. I don't think it's going to help you at all this cycle, but we're going to do it. So we're going to choose the easy clean section and that's it. It's going to take about 10 minutes. We're going to start it. The oven is going to get very hot, so it's not recommended to open the door while the cycle is running. We have to wait and then let it cool down as well. I'm going to come back to you after these 10 minutes, see if it magically cleaned up or not. For now, watch how it looks like it's heating up in there inside. You can see that it even turned on the gas oven, and you can also hear a little noise, but let's wait. And well, it's finished. Watch, it's even blinking the light. For a moment I had the feeling that it was out of order or something, but it says here that it is finished. Let's open it up, even though it's supposedly going to be very hot, so let's open it carefully. There you can still see the steam and you can feel the hot air. And well, the truth is that I don't find this mode useful because anyway, I have to grab a rag and clean it. In fact, the same manual also tells you to use a rag and clean it and details if something is stuck on the bottom. So it is definitely advisable to use some of these trays that I use so that whatever you cook, if you spill your oil or grease, it simply falls on the tray and does not muddy the oven, so you do not have any complications when cleaning. But honestly, in summary, I wouldn't recommend that you decide to buy the Easy Clean. It's not a buying factor. It's not good for much. Possibly it helps to loosen up a little bit of very thick spots. But I think it's not something that really helps in practical life. You have to be carving and cleaning anyway. So we're going to clean now. But that part is not that much fun, so I'm not going to show it because it's not part of anything special about the kiln. Another thing that's interesting as a fun fact about this stove and oven is that you can connect it to the LG ThinQ app. But I should warn you that it's another one of those things that I'm not going to show you because it's not part of anything special about the oven. Things that you won't actually use, at least I haven't used it, and I don't consider it to be that attractive. Note that the oven appears in the application, and in fact it is a bit poorly designed because it shows twice stove, and in reality of the burners you cannot control absolutely nothing. What you can control is the oven, and it is simply the same thing you can control through the screen. If you buy a model that doesn't have a display and is cheaper, yes, I would consider it useful to incorporate these controls through the app so you can save money without the need for the display and still have access to the timer and temperature control, but other than that, there's nothing else available. There is a smart diagnostic that will supposedly analyze the machine to see if anything is wrong with it, and what it will do is remind you every so often that you need to run the oven cleaning cycle, but it's not as useful as you saw. So that's basically all that's available. As you can see here, you can set the clock. You can also adjust the intensity of the sounds and the beats that it makes, and also change the temperature unit between degrees Fahrenheit or degrees Celsius, but not beyond that. Obviously, if the oven is running, you will be able to see how much time is left, and it will also send you a notification when I'm done. But if you want to remotely start the oven, you need to set this knob to remote start so you can work from here. For example, let's set it there. I set it to remote start and notice that new buttons popped up for me to start or to activate the keep warm option. And here, of course, you can also switch between all the modes that we already saw that the knob has. If you want to roast or you want to freeze food or you want to the air fryer. But it's just duplicating the options, and I think that turning the handle and adjusting by D is going to be much simpler. So I insist that I don't think it's a useful factor either. It's just another thing they put on it to make the product perceived to have more features and also be more expensive. And that's it. For the moment, this has been all for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have tried a similar or with a back or front model, or if you have tried stoves. Of other brands that you think have a better cleaning method or a better way to regulate the intensity of the flames. For now, we have come to the end. I hope you liked it. If so, you know you can let us know, and we'll see you next time.